Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be talking about VeChain and its valuation against Ethereum and how it is the moment of truth for this asset. If you like this video and the other videos that I make on this channel, be sure to hit the like button down below and also consider subscribing. Well, here we are, a fourth time, or a fifth time if you want to call it, at this level. Two out of the four times we've been here, we treated this line as resistance. The other two, we broke past it and made a new high. This is one of the major selling targets that I talk about with VeChain, and we have a number of scenarios. Um, it could act as resistance here, and we can come back down. We can cut through it, and that is, in my opinion, the more probable of the two because of the market conditions and seeing what Cardano has done. So when we look at what Cardano has done, because it shares a fairly similar market structure, we blasted through this level and came to the upper bounds of the chart. And with that said, I think the market conditions are fairly the same still, and we could see a breakout hitting this level. However, nothing is a given. I'm not going to leave anything to chance, especially with VeChain. Um, this is a pretty high risk asset, and so I do not want to leave anything to chance. We in fact blasted through one of my sell targets, so I didn't even sell this line here, but it was around this line, not exact, but let's call it that. We blasted through it, and we're encroaching my second sell target, my third sell target already, which is at this line here. So if so at this point, I could sell what I was going to sell at this level here, where we are now, but I just threw a stop in because I'm happy either way. If it comes back down, it'll fill, and I'll get it at this price. However, because we're nearing our second sell target. I haven't put in a limit order here at this level. If VeChain decides to continue the rally, I will then throw a stop at this level. And then move this line, what my stop was here, and add it on to the level here. And so that does two things. One, it solidifies my sell at the very least. So if it corrects back down, I will sell part of my position. And if it doesn't, then great, I just move my stop up. Uh, and that's how I am solidifying my positions. I'm taking advantage of the moment, and I'm not going to leave anything to chance. I understand volatility for this coin is pretty high, as is a lot of 30 to 50 coins. um I can easily get stopped out, but I think that's better than seeing it retrace and I didn't sell anything. And that's just for my psyche. You might have a different plan. You might be holding VeChain for the long term. If that's the case, that's a perfectly fine decision. All the power to you. But if you want to take advantage of these momentum swings, selling your VeChain back into Ethereum when it's at its highest, then um, a consistent structure of selling is probably the way to go. I don't want to time anything to chance and wait for this level because it might not ever come back there ever again. Are the chances it does come back? Yes, the chances are fairly high that it'll come back eventually. But nothing's nothing's 100%. So with that said, I have my stops in, and I'm just gonna wait and see with VeChain. Momentum is a hell of a thing, and we have moved up almost 200% from the bottom against Ethereum. Okay, this is not against the US dollar, this is against Ethereum. When we look at the US dollar, VeChain's at 8 cents. From the where did I buy? I think I bought around at this level in February. Yeah. Dollar value wise, it's up 228% around it, because in February it was at like 2.5 cents, and here we are at 8 cents. So keep that in mind. The rally, the move is already big, and momentum shows that the price will continue to go up. However, again, don't leave anything to chance. Have your stops in, and lock in those profits if on the off chance VeChain decides to retrace here, because it has done so before. We've seen it twice happen twice already. That it came to this level, came back down to the accumulation zone, and then come back up. So keep that in mind. It could, it doesn't have to. Regardless, whatever happens, you will have profit. And that's how I see it. So, what are some things that, we talk about how VeChain can continue on up? And basic what that is everything stays the same. Everything stays exactly the way it is. But the market doesn't work like that. It could, and that could be very well what happens, but it doesn't always happen like that, and you know that. Um, if Bitcoin decides to kick the bucket here at $58,000, retrace back down to say 45, then VeChain is just gonna get decimated, just like every other altcoin. It's gonna get decimated. Um, if Ethereum, okay, here's another thing. If Ethereum decides to start another rally of its own, then odds are the VeChain Ethereum ratio will bleed. If Ethereum starts putting in very, very good numbers, VeChain's gonna have a hard time keeping up. And also, at the same time, liquidity in VeChain is probably going to go back into Ethereum, causing it to come down. And that could then show that this was the local top. This line did act as resistance and will continue to accumulate. So that is one. That is the other scenario. So we'll see in the coming weeks what happens with VeChain. As we saw in the summer, when VeChain moves, it moves. We saw a 20% followed by 9%, followed by 25%, followed by 2 weeks of smaller numbers. Then the third week, that week after the sideways moving action, boom, 63% week, boom, 18% week, getting to the high. So keep that in mind, folks. Things can move very quickly. So be cautious and don't panic. If it does decide to come back down, if you've been selling consistently like I have, then if it does come back down, well, at least I took some profits. That's what I could say after the fact. Can reaccumulate more if I wanted to. Um, Depends on the market conditions then. But that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.